the infuriating part is that this line is said all over the place in the series. Why'd you have to choose a frame where red is sad? Today we watched The Prince and the Pauper. Wait, are you telling me Pauper is pronounced the same way as Popper? That's dumb. I'm gonna call him Pooper. First of all, as you know from the last SWR, the Pooper is played by the same person who voices the hare, Scott Beaudin. But here's the thing. Literally, even then the Pooper sounds completely different from the hare, and vice versa. Like, they're different voice actors. What? What was Scott Beaudin on during the filming process of these episodes? That was a joke. I'm pretty sure Scott Beaudin did hard work on voicing these two characters. And I'm only questioning the difference between their voices, and certainly not him as a person. But nice to meet you, Scott Beaudin Pooper. I might just add this new character of Scott Beaudin Pooper to my island, and just say that, though, I watch a Let's Play in which that would kind of be a ripoff of one of their characters, Joe White Crabs. Which, by the way, is a joke about how Mr. Krabs in Battle for Bikini Bottom was not played by Clancy Brown and instead played by a guy called Joe White. And they just were making jokes about how bad the voice actor was and just straight up said that Joe White Crabs is a different person. But it can't be a ripoff. I could probably just use the real name since the Pooper doesn't have a real name. He's just referred to as the Pauper. The Pooper. And I have used the voice actors, her names and characters before, like in Tomodachi Life I have Courtney's last name set as Barlow, which is the last name of her voice actor. I think I should get back to the show. Anyway, there are no wrong answers in this episode. In fact, Wyatt instantly knew that all he had to do was switch the words castle and farm. Or he can swap the words prince and pooper, because that would give the same effect. Wyatt's segment was actually taking place over a phone call, and here's the thing, Wyatt was just floating right over the telephone separator line, and the prince and the pooper just fly right over it when the story changes, like, yeah, the cartoon logic. The prince is an idiot. Because he goes to the farm and is like, royal servant, get me food. You think that's how it works? So Red explains to him how farm life works, and then the prince is like, myself? How do I do that? Me when my parents try to get me to do literally anything. That was a joke. Okay, and I like how I made this joke in the previous 2 times I talked about this episode. I'm gonna make it now. How Wyatt is basically just living in
crashing through the crowded halls, dodging girls like ping pong balls just to reach the bathroom on time.
Fine, I'll stop making that joke. I like how the royal family was right in front of the pooper when he made the phone call back. When the phone call back to the farm came from the prince, and so the family was like, what the fuck is going on? Either that or they were just in on it because they never interfered or said anything. I feel like there would be lore, and I think it would have something to do with Scott Beaudin Pauper. But But if I add Scott Beaudin Pauper to Tomodachi Life, he'll set the spelling to be Pauper, but I'll make the pronunciation Pauper. So I don't seem like I'm ripping people off for their ideas. I would say that Scott Beaudin Pauper is actually the OG Pauper. And he actually lives there, and his name is Scott Beaudin. Also, I love the voice work in both of the episodes Scott Beaudin was in. If I'm going by all that logic, wouldn't that mean that there's also a Scott Beaudin hare? I'm not gonna go down that route. It's just Scott Beaudin and Pauper. I guess that's it now. Although recently I rewatched some of my YTP reactions to Super Y YouTube poops, and I realized, oh, I forgot to watch the Super Y cooking show. The idea of Pinocchio overtook it. So I'm gonna see the Super Y cooking show next, of course. So any requests for after that? I will have you know that I'm saving Comic Book Attack of the Eraser for last. So for after the cookbook, let me know what other episodes I could do. I will only accept episodes uploaded by this channel called MWMW12, I think 12. I trust him the most because usually you'd have to pay for full episodes of TV shows, and he just gets them up for free. And also, I'll only accept season 1 episodes as of now. So the cookbook is next, and I salute to you, Scott Beaudin Hare and Scott Beaudin Pauper. You know what I meant there.